Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jen, and this is a video I should say, of me trying to finish a digital painting of our dog, which I know I said last week that I was hopefully going to have this finished, but you know, shit happens, life happens, and you know, I didn't finish it, and I don't want to rush it because I don't want to wreck it, because then I'd just be pissed off and annoyed at myself. And then, I mean, yeah, okay, I can delete things, but then I don't want to delete all of it, because I'm quite happy with what I've done so far. But, so anyway, this is part 4, is it? This is a long freaking series, but that's okay. You know, it's perfectly alright. It's just for me, it's not for anybody else, like I mentioned. If it was not, then I'm way behind, but I'm not, because it's just for me. And I'm going to try to get this finished for the weekend. I really am. I'm crossing my fingers. Not that you can see me at the moment. I cross my toes too, but you know, I'm wearing shoes and it's kind of hard to cross your toes and shoes. I can normally do it without shoes on, but you know, hey, random odd fact about me, because I can bend my toes and fingers really like oddly. You pick up stuff with my feet. It's quite, people are like, what? I mean, it's a common, it's not like it's an uncommon thing to pick up stuff with your feet. But anyway, completely off topic. So I am deleting this actually, because I don't like, well, not the whole thing, just this gray part and the blue part underneath the eye and the black mask part, because it's just a bit too dark in the end. So I delete most of it, and because this was actually on a different layer, and then I like it better after that. But of course I need more shading now that it's finished, but it was just a bit too dark. I mean, yeah, obviously it needs more shading, it's still looking very flat, but you know, it is what it is, pretty much. And like I said, oh, actually no, not the last part. This is the part I end up deleting, because this was too dark. Because it's just way, like I said, too dark. Even though I'm trying to make it so it's not so flat, but it was too dark, so I left it. So I'm like, screw it, let's move on to the mouth, because I realized if I'm going to do the white part, I need to do the mouth first, because, you know, do the background first, or whatever is going to be under things first. So, you know, same kind of theory in actual oil painting, so you don't mush things around too much. And these brushes act just like oil paints, which can be very handy, but sometimes you're like, oh, why did I choose this brush? Well, because I like the brush. I mean, I like oil painting, I just can't do it anymore, really. Partly because, you know, fumes and all that stuff, and I'd be like coughing like I'm dying. I mean, I guess I could do it outside, but like I said, it's Scotland. Yeah, okay, we do have occasional nice weather, but it rains a lot here, so I don't want to get all the painting set up outside and be like, ah, crap, bring everything inside. I mean, I could paint in the garage, but not at the moment, there's no space. Maybe in the future, maybe I'll do that. I'll throw open the doors and paint in there so there's lots of ventilation, or I'll use his painting mask, you know, a little bit, I guess, overkill for painting with oils, but it would work. You know, I wouldn't pass out because of fumes, because I've painted too long with stuff like that, and I've developed a reaction to it, which can happen. People don't think I can, but it can actually, which is a lot of stuff that artists, we gotta be careful, because some of the stuff we use is toxic. So that's why digital's great. It's not toxic. Okay, you might get shocked by a computer if you plug it in wrong, but on the whole, digital is pretty safe. Unless your monitor's not attached properly, then I guess it could fall off and squish you. But digital, relatively safe, you know. A lot of art supplies that we use can be quite toxic or hazardous if not used properly, you know. But, you know, basic like pencils and stuff, unless you stab yourself, which I've done, you know, you're okay. Etching, it's a little dangerous with, like, especially like acids and stuff like that, but follow the proper, like, you know, health and safety crap, you should be fine, you know. But it's one of the joys of being an artist. Hey, we sit around and draw all day, risking our health. Yay! No, but that's okay. And I've gone off topic. Not a surprise there, I've gone off topic. Anyway, so I got the tongue finished. Mostly pinks and purples, and actually mostly blues, pinks, and kind of like the dark magenta, and a bit of black. I use black a lot, actually, because I'm like, screw it, we'll just use black. So I'm working on the teeth, which she has a huge, not huge, she doesn't actually bug her. She's got a bit of an overbite. You can't really tell underneath, obviously, because I moved the tooth there because it just wasn't right, and then I moved it kind of back. It was just a bit too far forward. But yeah, she's got a big overbite. Very clean teeth, just a big overbite. She always has, obviously. Even the vet's like, her teeth are really clean for an overbite like that. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, we know. She got a lot of stuff to chew on. But yeah, no, she's always had it. So, her tongue sticks out sometimes. It's quite funny, actually. She doesn't probably find it funny that we're, like, laughing at her. But, hey, she's looking at me like, what the hell? Stop talking about me. Because she's looking there because she's tired after the walk up on the hill. I didn't walk on the hill. My knee's buggered. It's screwed. I took the mobility scooter up on the hill because, like I said, we have it. Might as well use it. But for the days I can't walk at all, really. But the joy, it's not even the MS that's messing with my knee. If it was, I'd be like, okay, whatever, it's disease progression. No, it's hypermobility that's messing with my knee. It's like, thanks, Dad, for that. No, but, so yeah, I mean, it bends the way it shouldn't bend, and, I can do odd things, like I said earlier, with my fingers and my hands and stuff. I used to freak people up, could dislocate my jaw. Can't anymore, there's a bunch of plates in it. I think I mentioned that before, I'm not really sure, I can't remember half the time. I guess that's a problem not having a script. You're just rambling and talking about whatever the hell you want to talk about. Like I said, so I'm adding just like a dark grayish purple to like the pink part of her gums, obviously. But then add a bit of black because, like I said, I'm just using black because I guess that's not cheating so much, but I can do that, and it looks perfectly fine because I do end up adding a bit of gray highlights and a bit of white highlights to it, and she's got some black spots on her gum line, and she's got it on her tongue, but you can't see it here because it's further back, and she's got spots like up and down her legs. When she's wet, you can really see it in her belly, but she's mostly black and white. Her fur underneath, like closer to her body, is more like a grayish brown, but so she's not like a merle or anything as far as I'm aware. Maybe she is, I don't know, but she's mostly black and white, more black than white, but yeah, so, that's why it's like, is she a collie or this? We don't really know. It doesn't really matter. She's a dog. She's our dog, and that's all that really matters. She finally put her head down. She's like, yeah, you're just talking nonsense. I'm going to put my head down. But I'm just adding a bit of grays to the teeth so that, even though, I mean, like kind of hits them, kind of doesn't, because they're, in her mouth, you can't really see it, because her mouth isn't all the way open here. She's just kind of, I guess, what we'd call smiling, and whether that's us anthropomorphizing, I can't say that word, but hey, whatever, or not, we don't really. I mean, dog learn behaviors a lot from being with humans for thousands of years, but it's quite interesting, actually. I'm not going to go off and talk about that, don't worry. I've been reading a lot of articles lately about it, even though I should be reading about stuff about possibly like my PhD proposal that I'm trying to write, but I'm not. I'm reading about dog psychology and dog evolution. But it's interesting too, like dogs and seals, very distantly related. They branched off and stuff. It's quite interesting. But anyway, yeah, once again I'm rambling, but hey, that's me. So like I said, I added a bit of gray and a bit of white highlights to it, and then I start working on the front teeth, her little short teeth on the front, because you only see a few of her molars, obviously, because she's not fully opening her mouth. And work on the black lip line thing, kind of, and add a bit of gray there. Gosh, excuse me. Just because there is like a separation kind of there, sort of. I mean, they're connected, obviously, they're not separated, but there's a light separation there. And just add a bunch of black. So I guess this is kind of repetitive. I could edit this, but hey, this video isn't that long, so it's okay. And then just add a bit and this is the undersketch I turned on because I was like, wait a minute, I think this is a bit too big, and it was, so I was like, no, make it a bit smaller. And then the back tooth, which the light is actually hitting, so I just had to make it a little lighter, the big fang tooth there. But just add a bit more black to the top, which I was like, that's not quite right, but we'll do it anyway, because I need to add a bit of gray on top of that, because you can kind of see, obviously, like, not just her roots, on most dogs, you can see, like, the root on the front teeth, where it goes into the jawline. So, in the angle is that, you would kind of see that, which is what I'm doing now. So, we just kind of hint at it a little bit, so it kind of shows up, because I don't want a lot of detail. I mean, I could, but eventually, I want to get this finished. Maybe, hopefully this Saturday. I'm really hoping. Because even if it starts raining, I have Painter on my laptop now. Or no, sorry. Even if it's nice and sunny outside, I have Painter on my laptop now. So, I can work outside on my laptop. And then finish this. The screen will be smaller, obviously, but it still works. But this is the way it's looking right now. Not finished like I thought it would be, but it's getting there. I got a nose to make, shade, the muzzle, put some shading in the rough for, like, the rough, like, is it RUFF? I don't know. And then add, like, some hairs and stuff like that, a bit more shading, stuff like that. So, it's getting finished months after the fact. So, yes, thank you for watching and listening to me ramble as usual. And hopefully, on Saturday this is finished. But if it's not, something else will be up anyway. So, please come back and see whatever's up on Saturday.